guys. How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. I don't even remember what I usually say when I come on. I don't know what's wrong with me, but hello, you guys. So yesterday, I wasn't feeling well and I didn't go live. A video of mine was taken down. If you're interested to know more about that, it's on my Patreon. It's actually available to free members as well, which most of the lives are not, but occasionally I will be doing that in the future. So we're not going to get too much into that today because I just want to go right into this. So hello to all of you guys. Good to see so many of you. I know it's local to some of you. A lot of you guys followed this from the beginning, and a lot of you don't know anything about it. So this is a case that's about to go to trial, and it's important to me. So I do understand, and I saw a couple comments from people, those of you guys that I just adore, Natasha. I understand that this may be a hard one, and that's okay. No pressure. That's totally okay. I do understand that, and I want you guys to know, it's something that is just important to me. I've followed since the beginning, and I want to cover it. I want to cover the trial, and I want to cover it in detail. I think many of you guys who have followed along with Letitia coverage or Leilani coverage really will be very interested in this because she has some similarities to those ladies. She's a big old liar. So I found a pretty good timeline from the local news that's going to bring us through because she told so many stories. This was a roller coaster ride at first, and it's been years. She had problems with attorneys, and so we're going to kind of go back and forth. The first thing I want to start with is this more recent, it's from 2022, so not that recent, but a more recent article that came out. And then we're going to work our way backwards through that timeline. But there's some stuff in this that is not in that. So Evelyn Boswell was 15 months old, and lives actually in the next county over from Summer Wells. And I'll just start this from the Tennessee Lookout. At the end of the live, I'll have all the links for these articles in the description. And I'll try to go in and timestamp when each one starts. So, yeah, I'm just going to read through this, though. And once we get to the timeline, some of these details may be repetitive, but most of them will not. There's just so much to it. But that's okay. For me, I need to see something multiple times, multiple ways to really get a good grasp on what's going on. So after weeks of wild goose chases in the 2020 search for missing Sullivan County toddler Evelyn Boswell, authorities finally had a solid lead. It came on March 6th of 2020. TBI agent Brian Fraley testified at a hearing that happened in 2022 in Sullivan County from Evelyn's grandfather, Tommy Boswell Sr. So it came from Evelyn's grandfather. He's the one who provided this solid lead, but it was told to us in this article through Brian Fraley. He says, we received a call from Evelyn's grandfather talking about a storage shed on his property. Fraley said he believed it may have been valuable for us to look in it and search. Inside the storage shed on the Boswell family homestead on Muddy Creek Road was a playhouse Tommy Boswell Sr. had built years ago for Megan, his daughter and teenage mother of the then missing toddler. So if those of you guys were in my Patreon live, you know that we started to talk about this, and I mentioned I was going to cover it, and that detail of who turned this in. And I showed you an article, and I said, I think this is wrong, because it said Evelyn's grandfather and Evelyn's great-grandfather and Megan's grandfather turned in this lead about the storage shed. Inside the storage shed on the Boswell, I read that, I'm sorry. The playhouse had not been played in for years, Fraley said. When the agent opened the door to the playhouse, he saw a trash can that looked out of place. It was my belief the trash can was placed there recently, Fraley said. The agent said he removed the trash can from the playhouse, lifted a trash bag covering the top portion of the can, and peered inside. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, this is graphic. What happened to this baby is horrific. But not going to like change my words or anything like that. We're going to talk about it just for what it is. So, but here's your warning. I observed a leg with a foot attached on top of the trash, the agent said. Fraley said he knew at once that the mystery that had captured the attention of people across the world, where was 15-month-old Evelyn, had finally been solved. But a key question remained. Was Evelyn dead from accidental suffocation, as her mother was now claiming when her tiny body was stuffed upside down in the trash can? An autopsy would soon provide what a forensic pathologist called a disturbing answer. And this is why I wanted to read this article. It was hard for me to find these exact details anywhere else. So this was not, as Megan Boswell claimed, an accidental asphyxia. Dr. Darinka, we'll call her MP, testified Friday. The manner of death was a homicide. Megan Boswell is set to stand trial in February of 2023. And look, here we are. She's going to start her trial in February of 2025 on charges including felony murder and the death of the child she once called her purpose and a reason to wake up every day. You can say whatever you want about me being a young mom, but I promise you my life is so much better with this angel, she wrote in a September 2019 Facebook post. My life wasn't ruined when I had her. She gave me a purpose and a reason to wake up every day and to better myself. There's no love like the love from your child. I see this all the time when we're talking about these moms. Like they on Facebook, they appear to be these excellent moms, and that's just not the case. But it reminds me of Tiffany Lucas. That was the case out of Ohio. No, I'm sorry, Kentucky. And she was the same way. Up until Friday, the cause and manner of the toddler's death had been kept under wraps. The indictment served up by a Sullivan County grand jury in August of 2020 had alleged only that Evelyn died as the result of aggravated child abuse or, in the alternative, aggravated child neglect. The toddler was first reported missing in early February of 2020 by her grandfather, who told authorities the child had not been seen in more than 2 months. And this is some of the stuff that will be a little repetitive, but it's important. When detectives with the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office asked Megan, then 18, about her daughter's whereabouts, the teenage mom initially insisted she was in the care of her 19-year-old father, Ethan Perry. Look at Evelyn. My God, precious, precious baby. She wasn't. Megan Boswell next accused her drug-addicted mother, Angela Boswell, of taking the child to a campground in Mendota, Virginia, and leaving her there. A search of the campgrounds there put the lie to that claim. The teenager trotted out another story to both authorities and the media, claiming the toddler was safe with people she wouldn't name, before finally admitting to TBI weeks after the disappearance that the child was dead. She claimed it was an accidental death, that she and her boyfriend at the time were sleeping in bed with Evelyn, and when they woke up, she was unresponsive. Fraley testified Friday that Evelyn had been smothered. The agent said Megan conceded she had disposed of the child's body in a trash can, but wouldn't tell authorities where to find it. MP, the chief medical examiner, who is an expert in fatal child abuse cases, testified at Friday's hearing that Evelyn was alive when she was tightly wrapped in a fleece blanket, placed inside a trash bag, and shoved headfirst into the trash can found inside the playhouse. The disposal of this child was remarkable, the forensic pathologist testified. She was sort of compressed in the can in an accordion-like position. There was a severe overextension of her head and neck. An extreme extension, the blanket, was not just haphazardly placed around her. It was tightly wrapped to prevent her from breathing. The blanket left imprints on Evelyn's skin. MP said Evelyn's head was pressed backwards against her back and her face was pressed against the side of the trash can. Her knees were bent into her chest and her legs and feet were lodged against her buttocks. Evelyn was dressed in a purple onesie with penguins on it and a diaper. The onesie was unzipped. So this child was not dying in her sleep, and that's a quote from the medical examiner. She's too old for that, and she's too big for that as far as the accidental suffocation claim goes. The forensic pathologist was summoned to testify Friday to explain to Sullivan County Judge James Goodwin why she believes jurors should be allowed to see photographs of the dead child taken as her body was removed from the trash can and unwrapped layer by layer. Attorney Brad Sproles, who represents Megan, and we're going to watch videos of a lot of her what she said to the news and stuff in just a moment, but I just wanted to get through this with you guys. So her attorney insisted the photographs were so gruesome that jurors might convict his client solely as an emotional reaction. Under cross-examination by Sproles, the medical examiner acknowledged a close-up photograph of Evelyn's face was disturbing, but I think it's important to show how tightly confined her face was. But when Sproles repeatedly pressed her to label all the photographs as disturbing, the medical examiner pushed back. The whole case is disturbing, she said. Goodwin ultimately ruled that the close-up photograph of Evelyn's face was so haunting that it might well prejudice jurors and cannot be used at trial. But Sullivan County DA convinced Goodwin to allow jurors to see nearly a dozen other photographs taken after Evelyn's body was discovered. They are seeking a sentence of life without parole if she's convicted of felony murder. And also, this didn't mention foil. I know there was aluminum foil. The way that I understand it, in between the blanket and her face, during trial, we're going to learn a lot more of the details and what the truth is of those details. Excuse me, you guys. Now, we're going to get into the timeline, but let me just check on you guys for a minute. I know it's tough. Kelly, I've never heard of this case. I've been here 60 seconds and I'm already in tears. God bless this baby. I know. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to clear my throat. Some people don't detest with the privilege of being called a mom. What in the hell is going on in this world? I know. Jennifer, this is my first time hearing about this. I'm going to be asking for forgiveness for the thoughts I am having about this piece of trash calling her a mother. Me too, Jennifer. But you know what? I'm glad it's finally time for it to be, for the facts to be out there, for Evelyn to get justice. And I know it's hard for us to hear and it's hard stuff to talk about, but damn, it was imagine what Evelyn went through, right? So I feel like, I don't know. I'm just glad that it's time, and I want people to know. I know, Adrian, in my opinion too. It is horrific. Okay, so now we're going to get into, wait till y'all see her talking to the news and shit. This was in Tennessee, Kelly, Sullivan County. So timeline of the Evelyn Boswell case. The disappearance and death of 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell has captured the attention of many throughout the region and beyond. Below is a timeline of the case. So on February 19th of 2020, TBI issues an Amber Alert for 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell. On February 19th, after she was reported missing on February 18th, but she had not been seen since December of 2019. Look at this baby. I've always loved this picture in this little purple chair. Her pretty eyes and her little toes. CBS affiliate WJHL reported Evelyn's grandfather, Tommy Boswell, launched the investigation by calling Children's Services. February 20th, TBI releases another photograph of Evelyn, hoping to reach more people. They say she was last seen in a pink tracksuit, pink shoes, and a pink bow. And then there's that photo. February 21st, TBI reported investigators were seeking information about a gray BMW and that the individuals traveling in it were connected to Evelyn. Then they come out with the tags here. Call TBI. I remember this. Like, watching this brings me back. Okay, so let's watch at least some of this. So Sheriff Gene Cassidy told the media his office received conflicting reports about when Evelyn disappeared. He said one report indicated that Evelyn was last seen on December 26th. However, the sheriff told media a babysitter claimed to have seen her on December 10th or 11th, and those dates were more accurate. Immediately, he tells us that her stories aren't adding up. And look, we have a familiar face here to the right. We may not watch it all of the press conference. I don't know. We'll just fill it out. We're going to watch it together. There's a lot of videos to watch. She spoke to the news many times with her different stories, but we'll at least watch some, and then it will be linked in the description as soon as the live ends, so you guys can go back and
Evelyn was last seen in December.
only 10 minutes.
As you all know, these cases are already time sensitive, and we urge anyone with any information to come forward. I know there are a lot of questions and rumors floating around. Believe me, we have a lot of questions still unanswered as well. The investigation began on Tuesday afternoon, February 18, after the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office received a State of Tennessee Department of Children's Services referral. The referral stated that certain family members hadn't seen Evelyn in 2 months. The Sullivan County Sheriff's Office and the Department of Children's Services immediately launched an investigation to locate 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell. Her mother, Maggie Boswell, has been involved in the investigation as long as with the father, Ethan Perry, who is stationed in the military in Louisiana. On Wednesday evening, just before 8 p.m., the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation decided the missing child met the criteria for an Amber Alert.
So you caught that. Dad's in the military, okay? And he's stationed in Louisiana. And Dietz, I agree with you. I don't know. When I hear about these kids that have been missing for a long time before it's reported, I can't make sense of it, and it goes all through me. I suppose when they're not in school yet, it's probably a little easier for that to go under the radar. But what about, like you said, grandparents, family members?
Due to the child possibly being in imminent danger of physical harm or death. Numerous tips came through the virtual command center and into our dispatch center. All leads have and will continue to be followed up on. We are continuing to interview anybody that may have any information on the whereabouts of Evelyn, or anybody that can provide us with that information. During this investigation, we were made aware of a person of interest that we would like to speak to. This may lead to additional relevant information in our investigation. This vehicle with the occupant.
Imagine them being misled immediately, pisses me off. Because none of this is true.
2007 BMW with Tennessee tags 3M9 6W9. That's 3 Mike 9 6 Whiskey 9. I am personally donating $1,000 for award for any information that results in the safe return of Evelyn, and would like to solicit other community members or anybody from the nation to attach themselves with me to aid in bringing sweet Evelyn home. Have any questions?
Who first reported the Tom missing? Or who was in that referral?
The grandmother.
The grandmother?
Grandfather. I think he's going to correct himself in a second. Courtney, jury selection was supposed to take place in December, but it looks like now it's going to start next week. Well, February 3rd. What day is that? Let me look on my calendar. February 3rd is a Monday. So it's actually about a week and a half from now. It's the Monday, like next Monday. That's when her trial starts, and it looks like they're going to do jury selection right before the trial starts. Hey, Nadine, and hey, all you guys. Hey, Jones and Trulia, and everybody coming in. I didn't say individual hellos, but I just really wanted to just get into this and, for the purpose of replay viewers, make it easier to digest, because it is important and already pretty hard to digest.
Or grandfather, I'm sorry. My bad.
Now, normally the first hours in these kind of cases are the most important. Are there any worries since it's been 2 months?
That's our main worry.
This
is unlike anything I've ever seen. We have to act really quick, and usually a 1 hour, 2 hour basis is when it's reported, but we're talking 2 months, and it's hindering a lot of our investigation.
Did that get louder?
We're going to continue investigating and continue following up on every lead that's come through our Tennessee Bureau of Investigation virtual command center and our dispatch.
Why is your interest piqued around this BMW? How did this come about?
I can't release any information on that at that time, because some of the information we're getting is conflicting. It's inaccurate. But we do have a vehicle description that we think maybe the occupants of that vehicle are just
The information we're getting is conflicting and it's inaccurate. I'm not going to pause. I'm trying not to pause. I just have a lot to say. Hey, Brittany. And Kelly says, is it just me or do they rarely seek the death penalty for these women killing their babies? And it's not just you. We do see that, especially I think with the younger moms. I think that they have a fear that a jury might have a much easier time with a life without parole or with parole sentence than they would a death penalty sentence for somebody so young. That's kind of
Wanted just a
the way I
question. And that's, we just need to talk to
understood
these
it, but
people just so we can move on to different leads.
And you have released the tag number, which leads me to believe that you guys do know who the car is registered to. Do you have the name of the person that you believe is involved?
I can't release that at this time.
Do you believe that the child is in danger with this person?
No, we just think that they have some additional information that could lead us to the contact or resulting in finding this child.
When was the last time the parents saw the child? You say that certain family members saw her last in December. When was the last time her mother and or her father saw her?
I'm not going to go with what the mother stated because, like I say, some of the conflicting stories are inaccurate, but a babysitter, and this is the
immediately, okay? I'm not going to go with what the mother stated. Some of the stories are inaccurate. We're going to keep going, though, because we got a lot to watch, and I don't, I'm going to link it. So if you want to go back, you can, but also we're going to move forward. I just wanted you to get a feel for that. So officials said the child's parents were both involved with the investigation. Perry being stationed in Louisiana, mom has full custody. Information from the mom had not been accurate. Her stories aren't leading up to stuff we went out and checked on, the sheriff said, pointing to video surveillance evidence and eyewitness testimonies. But he would not clarify what those were. He described some of the information as conflicting. Now, here we go. Y'all are about to, we're about to get into some of her interviews. So then on February 21st, first on February 21st, TBI said more than 300 leads had came out about her disappearance, none of them developing into anything credible. Also, on February 21st, Megan speaks with local news outside of a Bristol courtroom. She tells the local news that she knew who had Evelyn and didn't want to contact police because she thought the person would disappear with her daughter. So let's just take a look at this, because this is not the first time, or it's the first of many, rather, is the way to say that she spoke with the news. And so let's just watch this one. I was going to try to skip forward to another one, but just to show you, but we're going to start here.
I just want to tell you about like her favorite things and personality wise. I know like looking on TV and just kind of seeing a picture, it's a lot harder to, envision a baby. Like her favorite food is like sweet potatoes. She's really sweet. She loves to give people kisses. Favorite song is Baby Shark. Just like that kind of stuff.
Let me fix the volume where I had boosted it. I don't want it to be terrible quality. I'll turn it down some. She's really sweet. She loves sweet potatoes and Baby Shark. After what she had done, I'm really biting my tongue not to call her every damn cuss word I can think of right now. But
Tell me, what's her favorite toy?
She has a little Baby Shark puppet.
What would y'all do together?
Well, she loves to take baths. That was her favorite thing. And she had little shark toys that swim in the bath and stuff like that.
How old is she now?
She's 15 months today, actually.
Oh, wow. Can you tell me a little bit? Like, so you said she's very sweet. Is she sweet with everybody, or just
She
you?
is. She loves everybody.
Can you tell me a little bit about like how you're feeling? Do you miss her? Are you worried?
Of course, I miss her, and like, I can't tell anything about the ongoing investigation, but they are. I'm sure you all have released an article about the car and stuff like that, so they have a pretty good idea of who has her. I mean, if they're watching, I just want them to bring her back.
Is there anything?
listen at her. Like, is this not unbelievable? Oh my God. All right, let me just.
You'd like to say to them if they're watching?
I just want her back. Yeah, that's my child.
I'm sorry. I know this must be hard. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about her? Do you have any pictures of her? Have you been looking?
Not on me, though.
Not on you. Have you been looking at photos and stuff of her while you're? How are you coping with all of this?
I just want her back.
Just want her back. If you could tell her anything now, what would you say to her?
I love her and I miss her, and that I'll be with her as soon as I can get to her any way I can.
Is there anything that you can tell us about, like, what kind of baby she is? I know you said that it's hard to see.
She's a happy baby. She hardly ever cries. She wants to wave and talk to everybody. She walks funny. She doesn't know how to pick her feet up, so she kind of wobbles.
Is she talkative?
She is.
What?
She giggles a lot. You'll smile at her, she'll just start giggling. She's very happy.
Mm-hmm. And so you said she is talkative. It's full sentences. Like, what milestones has she met? Like, is she a smart little girl?
She is. She hit every milestone early. She can almost say I love you. She's not fully got to sentences yet, but she does say a lot of words.
You must be so proud of her.
I am. When Baby Shark plays, she tries to like dance with them and sing it.
You said that's her favorite song. Do you do the puppet with her a lot? Mm-hmm. And I know.
Jennifer, I just want to say, that is part of what angers me so much with these cases, and I'm so sorry. A lot of people aren't able to have kids and would give anything to have a child to take care of and love as any child. And look how precious and sweet she was. And it infuriates me for that reason, on top of all the other reasons why it would infuriate someone. Bieber, good to see you. This case is the reason I even started my channel. Are you going to cover the trial? You should come back to your channel and do it, man. For real.
So all of this is very hard. Can you tell me, like, how you're feeling?
I just want her back. That's all I want.
Are you feeling worried or anything along those lines?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that at all?
Well, the reason I didn't report it or anything is because I knew the person who had her, and I didn't want them to run away with her. And as soon as they thought anything was going on, they just kind of vanished. Mm-hmm. So I'm just worried about, like where they're at, what they're doing with her at this point in time.
So you do know who has her? You do. Can you tell us who that is, or you don't?
I can't release anything further about that. I'm sure they will at the press conference, but further than that, I can't say anything.
Mm-hmm. And so you do know who has her. Are you worried about her safety?
Well, now I am, because they won't answer phone calls. They've just kind of disappeared.
What is it like to? I'm assuming that you trusted this person.
Hey, Sammy Sparrow.
How has this trust been broken? What's been going on with that?
It has definitely been broken after this.
Have you spoken to her father at all during this process? Are you having any support from him or from your family? Yeah, my grandma's very supportive. She always is. That's good. But you haven't spoken to him at all? Mm-mm. When was the last time you saw her?
In December.
Okay. And what was that last day like? Was it a good day? I think it was about around Christmas, right? Can you tell me about that?
It was a good day. She had a little pink bow in her hair and a little Puma tracksuit on. It was hot pink.
And
she asked about the day, not what she was wearing, not what. Oh my gosh!
I know that you're hoping that she'll be returning shortly. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the person or people that have her that you think they should hear from you?
They should just bring her back. They always know like what's going on, and they need to bring her back home.
Mm-hmm. And you said that you trusted this person. So when did you realize that trust might have been broken?
Well, when they just kind of took off and wouldn't answer anybody.
Around when was that?
Whenever this whole thing started.
Okay. All right. And can you tell me a little bit more about like how you're feeling? I know all of this is scary and everything.
It is. I just want her back.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can think about. Is just get her back.
Is there anything the community can do to help you?
No. Other than look for her. I know they released the car information and the tag number and stuff like that. Just any leads at all, they need to like call so we can go check them out. Try to find her.
Has anyone have you gotten any information from the community that's been helpful, or you just kind of been listening?
I don't really know. They've all been looking at leads and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are working their butts off.
Has the police department and everything, the sheriff's office, been keeping you in the loop for this?
They
whole
have
process?
been.
how's that been going? Has that been good?
It
Positive?
is good.
Good. And I know that you said that you're getting a lot of support from your family. Are they like helping you going to courts and meetings and stuff with you? I know you've had a lot of.
Yeah, they didn't know I had court today, or I'm sure my grandma would have been there.
Did you keep it from them, or?
I mean, I've just not really talked to them that much today, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like I said, stuff was going on like while we were sitting in the courtroom, and I couldn't, well, not while, but like, you know, waiting to go to court, and like I just couldn't tell her exactly what was going on.
So you said like obviously
Your stories, I mean, you already look just what?
so you can't say anything about the case. So you haven't been sharing with like your family or anything either.
She does
How's that?
resemble
Not being able to confide in anyone?
I mean, the police officers are very nice, especially like Sergeant Matt Price and stuff like that. I can talk to him or like them, and they've been like really helpful this whole time. They really have been.
And anything else that you think that people should know about Evelyn, about like what makes her so special?
She's just a very sweet baby. She's got, you know, the little dimples on her face.
Do you think she looks like you?
No, she definitely looks like her dad, but
she does not asking again about what she like the outfit or she's adorable. Yes, but she wants you to describe her. Why is she special? What's her personality like?
she does have my eyes.
That's good. You have very pretty eyes.
Thank you. She's the cutest baby ever. So you'll know it's her when you see her.
What? You'll know it's her when you see her. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Like this has been like pretty short video. It feels like I've been watching for an hour. I feel like I'm just.
She loves everybody. She tries to kiss everybody on the cheek. She tries to wave to everybody. She's very friendly. She's very friendly and sweet. So,
when hopefully you're reunited with her, what will be the first thing that you do?
just hug her. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but like I miss how she smells and like her laugh and like everything. I just want to hold her.
So I know that this must be like you're missing your baby, and then there's been trust broken, right, as well. Are you worried about her safety?
I mean, in a way, yes, just because we can't find, you know, the car or nothing like that. But they have exhausted almost every option, you know what I'm saying? They're working around the clock. They have a whole room of people up there like dedicated just finding her, and I appreciate that.
Do you think that they are going to find her?
I do. I have full confidence.
You do. Are you feeling hopeful?
I am.
Can you tell me about that? Like what keeps you going? What's giving you hope? And
the team up there is just honestly really good. They're all really good, and I can like confidently say that, you know, like when I'm not up here, I know that they're doing their best to find her. I'm not worried that when I'm not up here, they're not like, you know, just sitting around and twiddling their thumbs. I know that they are trying genuinely.
Right. Do you have any regrets about not involving police sooner? I know that.
Well, sort of, but also in a way, I knew that as soon as anything went down, you know, the person was going to just disappear, and they have, and they've tried to find them. They are going to find them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they'll bring her back to me.
You feel fully confident then. That's good. But if you could do this all over again, is there anything you would do differently?
Yeah, I probably called the first day. I should have. But I just didn't want them to run with her like they have now.
Did you ever expect them to run with her?
I knew that if anything really happened and anybody got involved, then they probably would.
Can you tell me why she was with them if you were worried about this?
They were watching her for me while I went to work.
The lies, honey, I'm telling you, and wait till you see the twist. Wait till you see the news stories, because we're going to see more of that. You know, I'm curious. I'd put in chat, what do you guys think about her emotion? And Deeds, your comment, I really like, because it makes sense of what I see as like really confusing behavior to where I can't really read her emotions, but because at times it feels like real grief or sadness. But Deed says, Allie, I think there might be some remorse there, but then it's quickly covered with evil, if that makes sense. Yeah, quickly covered with, you know, thinking about herself. I think that she's also probably emotional because she's worried about her own fate and what's going to happen to her.
So it was like a babysitting type childcare situation. But you thought they might run with her?
No, until they took her. No. Then after that, I was like, well, if anything happens, I'm worried they will run with her. And to be honest with you, I won't lie, I didn't know how good the team was up here. And if I did, I would have called the second that I realized. They are very good. Like I said, they are doing everything they can. And I'm very confident in that. And that makes the situation a lot easier.
And so you said that, when did you realize that they had completely disappeared?
Like I said, I can't release anything like specific. I'm sure they will at the press conference, but.
So anything else you'd like to add? Anything that you want to tell me about Evelyn?
Her favorite food is sweet potatoes. She's allergic to carrots.
She's allergic to carrots? What else does she like?
She loves those little applesauce pouches.
Yeah.
She's very smart. Like, even she carrots.
She's allergic to carrots?
There.
What else does she
Nod.
like? Tell me about Evelyn.
Her favorite food is sweet potatoes. She's allergic to carrots.
She's allergic to carrots? What else does she like?
She loves those little applesauce pouches.
Anxiety in her.
She's very smart. Like, even she quit her own sippy cup at 6 months old. Or not a sippy cup, but she quit a bottle, I'm sorry. And went straight to a sippy cup. And, like, I would leave her snacks on the floor, like in the little containers. And she'd open them up herself and, like, get one out at a time. Like, she's just a very smart, very good baby. And I just want her back.
You just must be so proud of her.
I am.
Is there anything that you would like to say to her?
That I love her and that I will find her. She'll be back as soon as humanly possible.
Anything else you think people should know?
No, not at this moment.
That I love her and I will find her. So on the night of February 21st, the day this interview takes place, several hours after Megan speaks with the local news, the TBI announced that the vehicle wanted in connection to Evelyn had been discovered in Wilkes County, North Carolina. Update, the gray BMW has been located. The investigation remains ongoing. Evelyn is still missing. Fox later reported that 2 people identified as William McLeod and Angela Boswell were arrested in connection to the vehicle for theft over $2,500. It was revealed that Angela is Megan's mother. Now, let me tell y'all something else, a twist on this. If I'm not mistaken, and Dietz, you might be able to correct me if I'm wrong, did this car not belong to Megan? She let her mom use it and then reported it stolen? The TBI the next day on February 22nd announced on social media that the search for Evelyn continued. A petition called Evelyn's Law was launched and addressed to the Tennessee State Senate. It asked lawmakers to craft a law making it illegal for parents to wait longer than 24 to 72 hours to report a missing child. February 23rd, TBI releases a new photograph of Evelyn. Look at her. The number of tips received in connection to Evelyn stands at 375 in just a couple of days. February 24th, TBI released a new video of Evelyn and new information. They say, we're continuing to do everything we can to find Evelyn Boswell. Here's an update in that effort, along with answers to a few frequently asked questions we've seen on social media.
From TBI headquarters, I'm Josh Devine. Here's the latest in our ongoing search for Evelyn Mae Boswell. As you'll remember, she is a 15-month-old girl missing from Upper East Tennessee. She's white with blonde hair and blue eyes. She stands 2 feet tall and weighs 28 pounds and has been the subject of an Amber Alert for several days now in Tennessee. We know you have a lot of questions about this case. So do we. We thought we would take the time to answer a couple of frequently asked questions we've been seeing across social media. First, why did it take so long to report this child is missing? Well, we just don't know. That's what we're trying to determine through our ongoing investigative efforts. When was the child last seen? December 26th is listed as the date she was last seen. However, the child's mother, along with others connected to this case, have been giving some conflicting information. Where should tips be submitted?
Now, those of you asking about her boyfriend, he did come up later. I don't think he, had anything to do with this, but it was, of course, speculated about. I mean, you guys see what the public does when someone's missing, when a child is missing or a murder happens, like Idaho 4, they just run with rumors and speculation, and it gets crazy.
We would urge you to please call 1-800-TBI-FIND with any information about this case. We ask that you do not submit tips through social media. Those platforms are not monitored 24/7, and we are currently not set up to receive crime-related tips through social media. Is there an active search? Agents and detectives continue to follow up on relevant leads. However, there are no active searches as we do not have definitive information regarding Evelyn's whereabouts. So, what can you do to help? We ask that you continue to share her photos.
All right, so that's pretty much it. We're going to read what they're saying, but I want to play that video one more time. It's hard to watch because she's just doing the little, like her little mouth, but I do want to play it again because I want to see it again.
In Tennessee. We know you have a lot of...
Oh my gosh. Okay. Megan Boswell spoke to CBS affiliate WJHL and told them her mother, Angela, had taken Evelyn to Mendota, Virginia. I told TBI where to find her in Mendota. My mom took her to a campground in a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself because I've told them, and they're not really taking it seriously. And if they don't go tonight, I will go myself and get her. They're not taking me seriously. TBI isn't because I've not fully told them. I've been like, hey, my mom is camped out in Mendota, to go check them out. But I've never been like, hey, specifically, hey, she's in a silver camper, because my mom did threaten me. If I told anybody, I'm not going to get into that, but she did. Adding that her mother was just going off on her after the Amber Alert was announced. So let's see. I tried to click the hyperlink to see if it would give us that interview, but it didn't. So I'm going to... let's try this one. She also told WJHL she wanted to address, so here it is. Megan Boswell claims her mother took Evelyn to Mendota. When the Monday night search comes up empty, there's that quote we just read, but here's a picture of her talking with the news. Boswell said her mom was babysitting because she had to go to work. Let's see if they play it here. For some reason, I have no audio on the ad, but that's okay. Hey, allegedly speculating. Oh my goodness, I remember this. So it goes to trial next Monday, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. And it starts with jury selection, and then her trial should start. And it's been pushed off for years. This is 5 years later, literally 5 years later. It happened in February 2020. All right.
The mother of a Sullivan County toddler at the center of an Amber Alert investigation issued a plea tonight for her daughter to come home. Good evening. I'm Sarah Diamond.
I'm Josh Smith. Tonight, Megan Boswell said she wants the person who has her 15-month-old daughter, Evelyn Boswell, to bring her home. Tonight, Megan said her mother agreed to babysit the child around Christmas, but never gave her back, saying that Evelyn was safe and then threatening her if Megan went to police.
You're looking at new photos of Evelyn shared by Megan tonight. She spoke with News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel and made a tearful plea for her child's safe return.
Yeah, February.
Tonight, I asked Megan the question everyone wants to know. Where is her daughter? Where is 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell? Here's what she told us in an interview that lasted almost an hour.
I've told TBI where to find her in Mendota My mom took her to a campground in a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself.
Evelyn Boswell.
Oh my God. Her,
She has a little baby.
thank you, Bieber. I just got that. Okay, hold on. I want to just hear that one part again because watching her facial expressions
In an interview that
this may take us a couple days or 2 days to get through it all. I don't know, but we're just gonna do it as we go. I don't want to skip over anything. Like, of course, we don't have to watch every full video, but I don't want to skip over any little bits of information along the way, if that makes sense.
lasted almost an hour.
Look at her here, though.
I've told TBI where to find her in Mendota. My mom took her to a campground in a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself.
Evelyn Boswell's mom, Megan Boswell, Monday night insisting it was her mother who last was taking care of the child.
We went to go out to eat, and then my mom, she was wearing a little hot pink tracksuit with the matching bow and little matching shoes a little bit before Christmas.
Megan says her mother was babysitting Evelyn while she had to work.
Wait,
When
there's
did
that.
you know that
There's that penguin onesie. I think, isn't that what we read she was found in? The penguin. Yes, it was unzipped a little bit. The sleeper, like, onesie pants thing. I think this is it in this picture.
she had to work? When did you know that something was wrong?
Just when she left and took off, and just to answer her phone.
Oh, wow,
For the person
Natasha.
that
Okay, interesting.
is in Mendota has had her the whole
Oh my
time.
God.
Who that person is, Megan says her mother knows. We took that information to Captain Andy Seabolt with the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. He said during a search of 3 campgrounds in Mendota, Virginia, nothing was located as these locations were checked. At a press conference last week, Sullivan County Sheriff Jeff Cassidy said that Boswell has provided conflicting stories.
I was trying to protect my mom, maybe in hopes, oh, well, she'd just tell them where Evelyn was, but obviously she's not going to.
Megan's mother, Angela Boswell, is in the Sullivan County Jail after being arrested in North Carolina Friday, traveling in a stolen car.
Now, when this happened, I remember, like, so mom is arrested, her boyfriend's arrested. As the public watching, I thought maybe they're involved. Maybe it's true, right? That didn't happen to be the case at all. Now, mom wasn't going to tell on her, and I remember that she was mad at Megan's dad for reporting her missing. But they weren't involved. You know, they haven't been charged as being part of taking her life or whatever, but I start to think too much about the words I'm using, and then I might misspeak. So I get nervous because not that I'm nervous just to chat with you guys, but when it's something that's so important, you know, that really matters, I just think that words are important. So I don't know, but so look over me and my stumbling and fumbling, but allegedly speculating. Thank you for joining. Yeah, 17 to be exact, because they charge her for every one of them, every one of her lies. Okay.
Megan says the two haven't spoken since last Wednesday, the day the Amber Alert was issued.
But whenever, like, she picked me up Wednesday, and I told her, like, hey, they're doing a press release about the Amber Alert thing, and then she freaked out, and that's why they couldn't find her. Like, nobody talked to her for days until they arrested her.
We asked Megan if she wants to address all the posts on social media. Her response:
Gypsies are not a cult.
So would you describe your family as a gypsy family?
Well, yeah. And, like, my dad's very proud of that, you know, but he's just mad about all the rumors going around, like, trashing them because, like, we're not a cult.
Megan
Oh, I cannot with her attitude, her mannerisms, her facial expressions. It's just like, it's like she's gotten her moment where she's always been like, you know, those girls, those that are like attention seekers. And it doesn't have to be good attention, but they just need attention all the time, like through school, whatever. She reminds me of like someone like that who is finally getting the attention that she wanted so badly.
describes Evelyn as a perfect baby, advanced for her age in terms of development. She sent us these home videos on Monday.
Evelyn. Hi. She's very sweet. She loves everybody. She's never been mean ever, which I'm very thankful for. She's just a really good-hearted baby in general.
You believe you know who has her. What do you have to say to them?
Just bring her back. I just want her back. That's all I want. I've been so long without her, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, why didn't you report it missing earlier? Because my mom threatened me, and I just want her back.
Your mom threatened her.
That's all I can think about so much. I just want her back.
Oh my God.
Again, the full interview lasted about an hour. You can see the entire interview right now on WJHL.com. Josh?
Ooh, I wonder if I could
Ainsley Daniel.
still get my hands on that. I would love to watch that with you guys. Like maybe tomorrow if we could get that full hour interview.
Thank you.
I don't
As you
think
just
I've ever
saw,
seen the whole
Angela
hour.
Boswell, the grandmother of little
Maybe.
Evelyn, is back in the Sullivan County Jail tonight after being extradited from North Carolina today. Deputies with the Wilkes County, North Carolina Sheriff's Office said they found a gray BMW reported stolen. It was the subject of a BOLO, or be on the lookout call, in relation to Evelyn's disappearance. Both Boswell and William McLeod, who authorities have called her boyfriend, were charged with possession of stolen property. Boswell was arrested on an out-of-state warrant for violation of her probation.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
Hey, Bieber, if you wanted to come up, let me know and I'll drop the link, because like I know that you had put in chat, this is what made you start your channel. You were a resident of Tennessee and you know this like the back of your hand. You know, I watched it closely, but it's been a long time. So, you know, some of it I don't remember. She says that woman comforting her in this interview, you can see her hand. Megan lived with her and she has some stories of her own detailed during that time. No tears. I know. Hey, Scott. Only the guilty ever do. Yeah. It's crazy that like Wade, the Jose Baez thing.
Investigation is continuing to work alongside the FBI and the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office in the search for Evelyn Boswell. This afternoon, TBI released a Q&A video on its social media channels. The video highlights some of the most frequently asked questions the agency has seen on social media regarding the case.
Okay, so let's go back over here. So after that interview, she also told WJHL she wanted to address rumors about her family. We heard that, but let me read this to you. Gypsies are not a cult. They have been asking people if there is like a gypsy ringleader. And like, I mean, like, we're not like ringleaders. We're not like out here kidnapping babies or anything like that. Well, yeah. And like, my dad's very proud of that, you know, but he's just mad about all the rumors going around, like trashing him. Cause like, we're not a cult. You know what I mean? We're not like nothing like that at all, Boswell said. Funny enough, I'm back in Tennessee. Oh my gosh. Hey, Molly Henry. Thank you. You're awesome. I wonder if she's on the witness list. Me too. Bieber, I want to know what her stories were about that time. No, I think they mean not, isn't gypsy a derogatory term? No. Well, I don't know. Because words change and what people find, maybe it is offensive to people, but I know that there are like, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it, Teacup, but it's, yeah, let me just stop. I'll do some research and clarify some things and then we can have the conversation so I don't like misspeak or whatever, but Bieber, yeah, sure. What time are you going live tomorrow? Oh my gosh, I would love that. Whenever you're available. If we can find that interview too, we could watch it. The hour interview. I would love that so much. You have the attitude and accent on point. Hey, Patricia, with genuine crying one's voice gets slightly deeper and slightly deeper and slightly quieter. It doesn't turn into a high-pitched whistle. Right here in my hometown. So heartbreaking. Yes, it's like it's like a culture and I don't know. Like I said, I need to do more research. So it's a group of people. Romania is the PC term. Thank you guys. Typically from Romania, there is a culture. Teacup. Hey, did you see my email I sent you back? Because I didn't hear from you. Hey, Birdie's crime chat. Okay. While she was sleeping, she made claims that Megan would urinate herself. Wait, what? She said Megan was wetting herself while Evelyn was missing. Wow. Hey, Amber. I think tribe is better than cult. Okay, let's keep going and we can come back to some of that stuff tomorrow. So February 25th, we're just a few days in at this point. On February 25th, the local news reported that Megan told them in a Facebook message that she was pregnant and couldn't take a polygraph because of it. I will never forget this. Around 4:20 p.m., the TBI reported that more than 500 tips related to Evelyn's disappearance had been reported. At that time, there were no credible sightings. She talks about this in an interview outside the police station. I think we're going to get to see it. So there were unsubstantiated reports circulating on social media that investigators were going to Mendota to search for Evelyn. The sheriff's office said that was not true. Captain Andy Seabolt said investigators did ask the U.S. Marshals and the Washington County, Virginia Sheriff's Office to check campgrounds in Mendota yesterday. There has been no further mention of Mendota today. The response came after the child's mother spent hours in the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office on Tuesday. At 9 p.m. that night, she was still at the sheriff's office. WVLT reporter Robert Grant was at the scene and spoke with a group of people waiting outside the sheriff's office ready to confront Megan about Evelyn's disappearance. Grant had been on scene since 5 p.m. Let's watch.
Up in
watch all
Upper
of this
East
either,
Tennessee.
but why not
We are
take a
at
look
the
here?
Sullivan County Sheriff's
Why isn't
Office,
it giving us
where
audio?
the sheriff here and the front in Sullivan County right now, up in Upper
Can you
East
guys hear
Tennessee.
that? And it's on my
We're
side
at
for some
the
reason.
Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
It was a lie,
where
Jennifer. She
the
wasn't
sheriff
pregnant, and that
here
it was a
and
lie.
the front desk staff is telling us that Megan Boswell, the
You
mother
can
of
hear it. Okay.
15-month-old
What
Evelyn
is going
Boswell,
on
is
with
currently
me then?
inside talking to
Hold on a
investigators.
second.
We've been here for several hours now. I've been here since about.
Hold on. Wow, we got a lot of stuff. So I'm hoping that the freaking audio is back.
In Sullivan County right now, up in
Sorry, you guys, but I need to be able to hear it too. My StreamYard was not wanting to cooperate earlier. That is really annoying, but okay. So I'm just going to open it back up in a new window. So give me just a second. I apologize, but I want us to be able to go through everything. And like I said, it may take a little bit. I'm okay with taking a couple days. Especially if we have Bieber on tomorrow, that will be just really great. I look forward to that. All right, let's see if my audio is working now. Before I even share my screen. Maybe there's a way I can do it through my phone.
where the sheriff here and the front desk staff is telling us that Megan Boswell, the mother of 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell, is currently inside talking to investigators. We've been here for several hours now. I've been here since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. And that's when we first found out that Megan Boswell was here talking to those investigators. I've been here ever since. And so far, we still understand that she is inside talking to those investigators. I'll flip the camera around here. So this is the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. Again, for those of you just tuning in, where we believe Megan Boswell is inside talking to some investigators. All of this surrounding the Amber Alert. At the center of it, Evelyn Boswell, that 15-month-old, reported missing February 19th. Now, we do believe that Megan has been here for several hours. I know I arrived personally myself around 4 o'clock this afternoon, and she has been here ever since then. We last checked in just before 6 o'clock, and they said that she was still here talking to those investigators. We have not seen her leave at this point just yet, but I'm going to come over here, and we have a timeline for you guys, and if you can click on the link.
Okay, so let's just keep going because we got a lot of videos like that, I believe. So nearly 5 hours after Grant arrived, TBI announced Megan had been taken into custody and was being charged. Wait a minute. Okay, so the bond, maybe that's where I'm thinking this. So she was being charged by the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office with false reporting. Evelyn was still missing. The sheriff's office said her bond was set at $25,000 and she was being held at the Sullivan County Jail.
Hey everybody, Robert Grant here in Sullivan County still. We are outside the sheriff's office here in Upper East Tennessee. For those of you that may have watched earlier, we are still here, and we wanted to provide a breaking news update for you as more people are tuning in. We did just learn that Evelyn's mother, Megan Boswell, has been charged and arrested in connection to this case. She was charged with reporting false reports. One count there. She's been charged and arrested, placed on a $25,000 bond. So I'm going to flip the camera around here. You can see here, we are at the sheriff's office right now still. We've been here since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We knew that Megan Boswell was being questioned by investigators. Now we are getting a clearer picture as to why. Again, we just found out.
Okay, so let's go forward a little bit. So on February 26th, they have a press conference after her arrest. But let me go down a little bit just because I swear I remember her doing an interview in that same yellow shirt she was arrested in. But maybe I'm wrong and she never did. I don't know. So let's just keep going and let's hear the press conference. So investigators said Boswell was arrested for false reporting after continuously giving bad information and conflicting reports. Every time we talk to her, her story changes. I'm serious when I say that every single time. Just after the conference, around 1:40, investigators received a tip and kicked off a search for Evelyn near a pond in Wilkes County. Let's hear his press conference, though.
Saying that we've been looking for baby
The
Evelyn.
interview on the porch, she's wearing that same shirt she was arrested in, so maybe that's where I'm getting that.
Since last Tuesday, we've been working 24/7 nonstop. As you all know, she was first.
And before we even start this, I just want to say thank you so much, Bellis. That is really sweet, and welcome to the new members. I appreciate that. And then Dietz has a great point. Most of the delays came from the defense. COVID also played a role. But some of the delays, Dietz is 100% right. Here's the thing. She and her attorney were not getting along. And she kept asking for new attorneys. Sometimes, like I know that happened a time or two, but I think it also was denied a time or two. It's been a long process. But a lot of it was them asking for more time. Then she gets a new attorney and they say, we can't possibly be ready in time, and so on and so forth. Okay.
Reported missing last week, and we're still searching for her and working to determine exactly.
Jennifer, I don't know. I need to look into that.
We have followed up on over 570 tips, along with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and Federal Bureau of Investigation. We've been working as a team on this ever since baby Evelyn's went missing. At this point, most of you are aware that we've received a number of conflicting, inaccurate statements from the mother, Megan Boswell, Evelyn's mother. During the investigation, we determined that some of the statements Megan Boswell provided to us were false. Many of the false statements that Megan made delayed our investigations and also impeded our investigations on trying to find Evelyn.
Yeah, of course.
As a result, she has been charged with false reporting.
Can you imagine?
The investigation remains active.
Can you imagine how pissed off they were? Also, for those of you who followed this in real time, Bieber, Dietz, do you remember when her mom's boyfriend was arrested and he says the street name where she was found? Like, I'll have to go back and look. I might even have a TikTok on it, to be honest, because I do remember making videos about this. But do you guys remember that?
Active and ongoing. We can only release specific.
He's had enough of her. You're so right.
Investigation. Of course, everybody knows that a lot of the stuff that we've received, with it being conflicting and inaccurate, And a lot of the information you all are receiving are from the mother, Megan. A lot of the stuff that you're seeing out on social media and a lot of the stuff that has been relayed to you hadn't come from our office. So we want to release the most accurate information to you all, and we want to be promptly in doing so. So a lot of the stuff that you all are getting is from the mother, and you know, you take with it what you want, but she has been inaccurate, conflicting statements all through this investigation. If you have any more information or need information about these specific charges and about maybe the future of this case, I would like to refer that to our District Attorney General, Barry Staubus, or District Attorney General office, okay? Also, if you have any questions relating to the Amber Alert process, of course, I'd like to refer you to our Public Information Officer for the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Leslie Earhart. However, please know that we remain committed and continue to do everything possible to find out what happened to Evelyn. And as always, as soon as relevant information and accurate information, I want to really reiterate that as it comes to us, we will get that out as soon as possible. Okay. Anyone with relevant information concerning Evelyn's whereabouts are asked to call 1-800-TBI-5. Okay. I'm just going to take a few questions because everything we have released to you, you know, that have been proved to be relevant or misinformation. So there's not really much that we can answer because, like I say, this is an active, ongoing investigation, and we don't want to have conflicting stories, and social media has really impeded this investigation. So we really want to get just accurate information out to you all. Okay, so I'll take a few questions, and my public information officer, Captain Seabolt, will take us if you have anything relating to the missing vehicle and the bolo that we put on the BMW and the charges on the grandmother and Mr. McLeod. Okay.
Sheriff, yesterday, Megan Boswell told us that she couldn't take a polygraph because she was pregnant.
Right.
Can you kind of touch on the fact that maybe not in one of those four?
Here is when, okay, here it comes up. I don't know if you guys can hear the lady that asked the question, so I'll repeat it for you. She said yesterday, Megan told us that she was pregnant, so she couldn't take a polygraph test. Yeah, you should, allegedly speculating. I would love that. And I think Tess is going to grab the link to your channel. You guys should check it out. There she is. Thank you, Tess. And then, yeah, I'll chat with you guys about some stuff from yesterday or from my video that was taken down at the end, because I know that some of you, I saw someone in here who had asked, but on another.
She was never asked to meet us for any polygraph. We don't actually have a polygraph examiner. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation does the polygraphing. We never set up any type of interview for her. And the pregnant statements, I'll have to leave that to her. That's information she released to you. Of course, it being medical, there's HIPAA violations that.
Wait a minute now. Let's hear that again, because I was reading. Jennifer, I do have videos on it, but I don't know if they're on my channel or on my TikTok. So I will do some like looking into my own stuff and see what old stuff I can find, and I'll share it on the community tab with you guys later.
She does the polygraphing. We never set up any.
On the fact that not in one of those four, or has she received a CBSA or anything like that?
She was never asked to meet us for any polygraph. We don't actually have a polygraph examiner. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation does the polygraphing. We never set up any type of interview for her. And the pregnant statements, I'll have to leave that to her.
So it was just bullshit, right? It was just bullshit. Lie detector report says you're lying. Beach Bum, thank you for joining. And you guys, if you haven't like heard of my friend Bieber, she has a channel and she hasn't done it for a long time. That's who's going to come on tomorrow. But I think hopefully she'll come back to her channel. What started her channel was this case specifically. So yeah, you guys should check it out. I'm sure she has lots of old videos on it. And she just sent me an old Icked Mail video that I will link in the chat as well.
That's information she released to you. Of course, it being medical, there's HIPAA violations that we have to look into, and I can't release that information at this time.
Sheriff, do you still believe Evelyn Boswell is alive, and are you any closer to finding where she is?
I hope and pray. My staff hopes and pray, and everybody working on this case hope and pray she's alive, and we're going to continue to work just like she is alive.
Sheriff, as more time elapses, is this case becoming more complicated?
Well, it was complicated from the beginning. Good question, but like I say, we were just, it was just reported last Tuesday. Last known sighting verified was 1st of December. So we were already behind the 8 ball, 67, 68 days before she was even reported missing. So a lot of the tips that we followed up on, they hadn't been really relevant to or pertinent to our investigation.
Sheriff, we're hearing that authorities in Wilkes County are searching in a pond in connection with this. Speaking of those social media rumors, is this true, and how can we combat things?
I'm glad you brought that up, Angie. I meant to tell you all that is just information we just received, and that is confirmed. They are looking in an area in Wilkes County, North Carolina. It wasn't asked from anybody that I know of from our agency or Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, but they are actively looking at a area in Wilkes County, North Carolina.
And this is in connection with Evelyn Boswell?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the reward money still at $56,000?
No, it's up to $59,850.
How frustrating is it for you as the rumors on social media have circulated? We've heard reports possibly in Virginia Beach, now North Carolina. I mean, do you have any idea where these leads are coming from, and kind of how are you working to combat those that are false?
Well, that's one thing I want to relay to the public. Law enforcement has to work on probable cause. We can't go on assumptions, gut feelings. We have to have relevant, sufficient evidence to prosecute a case. So with that, I got with the team.
They don't go on gut feelings or assumptions. You would think more people realize that, but every day when in the true crime community, I understand that they don't.
Late last night while we were working on this case, and all we have at the time was false
Awesome,
reporting.
Jennifer.
So
Thank
we
you guys
arrested
for
her
checking
that.
her out, checking them all out.
Like I say, our main concern right now is find Evelyn, but like you said, very frustrating. 2 months before she's even reported missing.
Yeah.
It puts us behind, puts our investigation behind. And then, like you say, speculation, people posting on social media, assumptions. We can't go on assumptions. We got to have fact. And with fact, we have to have probable cause before we can execute search warrants, make arrests.
Can you imagine the frustration these officers must have been going through dealing with her and all of this? I mean, already it's being reported 2 months late, and then, all of her BS. So just after the conference at 1:40 p.m., they got a tip that led to a search for Evelyn near a pond in Wilkes County. The news went live shortly after it was revealed they were searching the pond. Just after 4 p.m., it was reported that the property at the center of the search for Evelyn in Wilkes County, North Carolina, was connected to Boswell through family. Property records show a home near the pond is owned by a family member of William McLeod, the boyfriend of Evelyn's grandmother. Around 5:20, they announced the search was inconclusive. Investigators used a remote operated vehicle to search the pond. I would like to see whatever they used there. On Wednesday, an alleged friend of Megan spoke to the news, and she said she believed Megan knew where Evelyn was and who had her. Investigators said Megan repeatedly offered conflicting stories. Let's see if I can get this. She knows where Evelyn is, says a friend of Megan Boswell. Let's watch this now. It's a lot of...
A friend of the missing toddler's mom tells us she thinks Megan Boswell knows exactly where her child is.
Yeah, Christian Arnett says Boswell always came across as a good mother, often serving as a primary caretaker of her younger siblings.
Arnett says she's been talking with Boswell ever since Evelyn disappeared, which again was likely back in early December, but she's now starting to doubt her stories.
I do think she knows. I think she knows where Evelyn is. I think she knows who has her.
In text messages between the two, Christian says Megan Boswell expressed fear about the person who has Evelyn.
So, okay, that's it on that one. And then later that evening, the same news spoke with William McLeod. That's Megan's mom's boyfriend. WVLT interviewed him via the phone. McLeod said he had only seen Evelyn 1 or 2 times since he began dating Angela Boswell. He said he had offered to do a polygraph test and offered his DNA to investigators. As of 10 p.m. that Wednesday night, there were no updates on Evelyn. February 27th, Angela and William appear in court. His bond is lowered to $10,000 with a caveat he wear an ankle monitor if he was released. McLeod's grandmother, Mary McLeod, said her grandson and Angela came to her home on February 21st, the same day the two were arrested and asked for gas money. Mary said her grandson's feet were wet. Around 5 p.m., police in Yadkinville, North Carolina, confirmed they were investigating a tip that Evelyn was spotted at a KFC with the grandmother and McLeod weeks previously. So at the time, the public were thinking that they're involved. They are a huge part of this, right? Then at 7 p.m., Sullivan County claims that she was pregnant. Captain Andy says, I cannot confirm or deny her pregnancy. What I can tell you is that the jail medical staff keeps track of pregnant inmates for obvious reasons. On Monday, 2/24, there were 4 pregnant inmates. On Tuesday, 2/25, there were 4 pregnant inmates. Megan Boswell was booked at 9 p.m. on Tuesday. The pregnant inmate count went to 5 on Tuesday, 2/25 at 11 p.m. when a pregnant woman was booked. On Wednesday, the pregnant inmate count was 5 total. On February 28th, investigators confirmed they were looking into a mobile home in Sullivan County. The man who lived at the home said authorities took something from the scene. The man, identified as Zachary Warfield, said he saw officials digging up soft ground near the home. And then as of 4 p.m. that evening, TBI said they'd received 450 tips and 750, and still nothing leading them to Evelyn. March 2nd, Megan appears in court before a judge. She's charged with false reporting, and the judge denied her request to lower her bond from $25,000 to $10,000. Her next court date was set for May 8th at 9 a.m. March 4th, William appears in court, and a crew with CBS affiliate WJHL caught him on camera trying to speak with Angela. He appeared to be blowing kisses to someone. He was arraigned for theft of property and was released. He was required to wear an ankle monitor. So he was released March 4th, and she's found March 6th. And remember, I have to find that video of his release. By the time we come on tomorrow to talk about this, I will have it. Okay. Now, March 6, 2020. TBI announced the remains believed to be Evelyn were found at a property that belonged to a family member of Megan Boswell's. We have a heartbreaking update in the search for Evelyn. This evening, authorities found remains believed to be those of the missing 15-month-old. An autopsy is pending and the investigation remains ongoing. Thank you for your support during this difficult process. They had a small press conference that night. Let's watch this. I think it's important. We're pretty much through this, and then we're going to chat about a couple things regarding the channel, the video that came down, and all that stuff at the end. So there's our TBI Leslie. My God, how long we've waited to get an update from her about Summer. I can't help but think about that. Even though I do regret the way that I covered Summer's case, because I think I went way too much off of what was happening on YouTube, what people were saying here, what even the family was saying here, and didn't listen enough to police. And I probably added to a problem. Her case like the coverage of it became a shit show. But regardless of all of that, it still really means a lot to me. Oh, it makes me emotional even talking about it, thinking about it. But, you know, Summer has almost been missing for 4 years. And when I see Leslie there, I just think about, man, every time we've watched press conferences with her about Summer and wished that she was found. It just sucks. Okay, let's listen. Hopefully I didn't mess with the sound.
Good evening, and thank you for being here. I'm Leslie Earhart, Information Officer for the Tennessee.
Hold on. Let me boost the audio, even though it's going to make it terrible, but we need to be able to hear, so just a second. Oh, you guys, don't be sorry for me. I mean, it's really no different than all of you guys watching. We just care. We start to, we want to see answers and that kind of stuff. And it's sad. So, I'm so sorry for her family and for her, and that's all. Okay.
Bureau of Investigation. First off, I would like to thank each of you for your assistance in sharing information about this case from the very beginning. This is certainly not the update we had hoped to provide this evening. Before we get started, you should know that this is a very active investigation. We understand that you have a lot of questions, but please understand, in order to preserve the integrity of the investigation, there's not a lot that we can release at this time. Sheriff Jeff Cassidy is going to give a brief statement, followed by District Attorney General Barry Staubis. Sheriff.
I'm Jeff Cassidy, Sheriff of Sullivan County. I first want to thank the community for their outpouring of love, support, and prayers for the last 17 days when sweet Evelyn was first reported missing. I want to thank the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and our detectives and officers for their persistence, dedication, and hard work in trying to locate Evelyn. This evening, we received information that led TBI agents and Sullivan County detectives to a property belonging to a family member of Evelyn's mother in the 500 block of Muddy Creek Road in Blumpville. During the search, investigators discovered human remains believed to be those of a 15-month-old girl. The remains will be sent for an autopsy and a positive identification. At this time, the investigation is in the very early stages. There's a lot of work left to be done, and right now, this is the extent of what we can provide today. I would now like to introduce our District Attorney General, Barry Staubis, who can advise you how the case will progress from here on forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. I first want to say I want to thank law enforcement. We've been involved as part of the investigation since its inception, and it's been excellent working relationship with our office and the TBI, the Sheriff's Department, the FBI. And at this point, as the Sheriff pointed out, we're just in the beginning stages of the investigation. And at this point, we're just going to continue working. There's a lot of work to still be done. And at that, we will evaluate our case and what we're going to do next after we conclude our investigation. So based on what has happened tonight, there's a lot of work to be done forensically and just old-fashioned investigative work. So thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Okay. So yeah, no, you guys, you are just too kind to me, for real. And so not judgmental, because it's like, I'm a stranger. I understand that. And I'm not, it's just emotional because it's sad, but I just appreciate you guys not judging me when I am emotional and all that kind of stuff. So, okay. March 9th, Megan appeared in court Monday morning, marking her first appearance since the remains believed to belong to her daughter Evelyn were found. A judge raised her bond to $150,000. During the hearing, investigators with TBI revealed details about what they found during the search that led to the discovery of remains. TBI Special Agent Brian Fraley testified in court that when he interviewed Megan, she made several false statements which he said cost investigators time during the investigation. He said the body of a child approximately 1 year to 1.5 years old was found during a search at a home in the 500 block of Muddy Creek Road, belonging to Megan's father, brother, and grandmother. Investigators found clothing matching the description of the clothes Evelyn was last seen in, as well as other child's clothing, toys, and diapers. Her case was expected to be bound over to a grand jury in April. A memorial set up by deputies and members of the community for Evelyn had to be moved due to a neighbor complaint. The family of Evelyn's father, Ethan Perry, released a statement saying, in part, "Our focus has always been Evelyn, and now on the investigation and bringing all of those responsible to justice. We have complete faith and confidence in law enforcement to do just that." So let me come over to the article where they put the full statement. Here's what it says. So Ethan Perry is Evelyn's dad, and his stepdad, Stephen, released this statement on behalf of the entire family. While we continue to ask for privacy as we grieve this terrible tragedy, it has come to our attention there are various unauthorized fundraising efforts on Evelyn's and our family's behalf in regards to Evelyn. Also, there are those on social media claiming to speak for our family. These claims are false. Our focus has always been Evelyn and now on the investigation and bringing all of those responsible for justice. We have complete faith and confidence in Ellie to do just that. We ask you all again to please respect our privacy. At the same time, we would also like to thank the public for their outpouring of love for Evelyn and law enforcement for their incredible dedication to this case. When and if the appropriate time comes for the statements, fundraisers, etc., it will come from our family and be relayed to and confirmed by trusted media and or the authorities. Thank you again. March 11th, TBI confirms remains were Evelyn's, and the same day, a judge sealed court documents about her autopsy. That's why it wasn't until 2022 we got the details of how she was found from the ME, what I read to you guys at the beginning. March 12th, the Boswell family releases a statement that said the immediate Boswell family, excluding Angela Jones Boswell, of Evelyn, are in anguish and grief over their loss. It has been a very rough and trying time for everyone. At this time, they do not want to speak publicly in regards to the tragedy. They are still trying to process what happened. They ask for media and the public to respect their wishes. They need more time to grieve privately. On April 27th, Megan had been in jail for 45 days for the false reporting. I guess investigators made a statement on that day. They were still waiting on some results. And then on May 6th, Sullivan County Sheriff's Office said a person of interest was being investigated in relation to the death. So look how long it took for her to be charged. May 8th, Megan appears in court. State Prosecutor Teresa Nelson says there are more than 25 hours of video interviews with Boswell. Wait till we get to trial and we get to see all of that. So May 21st, 2 weeks later, Megan was indicted on 11 counts of false reporting charges. She already had the one, I believe, and then she is indicted on those 11. Then she appears before a judge, is arraigned for the false reporting, July 31st. Megan Boswell appears before the judge, and prosecutors said they wanted to move her hearing to a time after August 19th because they intended to, quote, bring another matter regarding Miss Boswell to the grand jury on August 19th. Her hearing was set for August 28th, and on August 19th, when TBI, this was a Wednesday morning, they announced there were new updates in Evelyn's case. And they were going to hold a press conference that day. At 5:30 p.m., investigators announced Megan was indicted on 19 counts, including 2 counts of felony murder. And she was held on a $1 million bond. Now, that's the end of the timeline. However, it's not the end of what happened. We had that hearing where medical examiner testifies, and then The only other thing I'm going to show you today, because we're not done, we're going to find that hour-long interview. We're going to talk with Bieber. Tomorrow, I want to get even more into this. But before we talk about some unrelated things, I want to show you this. So this came out last year in June, last summer, June 20th, 2024. Megan pleads not guilty to new first-degree murder charge. I'm kind of confused. Maybe you guys can help make sense of this with me, but Megan pled not guilty to a new first-degree murder charge on Thursday. She was back in Sullivan County courtroom where she was arraigned and pled not guilty to premeditated first-degree murder. The charge alleges the death of Boswell's daughter, Evelyn, was intentional. The count is in addition to her 2 previous felony murder charges. It certainly changes the game from the standpoint of, so far, there's been nothing new to indicate why this was brought 4 years later as opposed. No new discovery, no new anything as to why. Why now? As opposed to if she's guilty of premeditated murder, why was she not charged in 2020? Megan's attorney said. The DA said, all I can tell you is it was based on additional evidence that we obtained after the initial presentment. So we decided we would add additional charge of first-degree murder, premeditated. So I don't know what this evidence is. I look forward to hearing it. At this time, there was a change of venue hearing set for August 15th. There shouldn't be a rush to judgment in this case. No evidence has been presented yet. This is her attorney. They wanted it moved out of Sullivan County. She wasn't in court that day. And regardless, the way I understand it, it wasn't moved. That was denied. I could be wrong about that, though, but I do know her jury selection was supposed to start. Shoot, I just exited out of that. I got the timeline open, so I want to link this for you guys at the end. So I'm sorry. Okay, I've got the 3 main links I need. But her jury selection was supposed to start in December of last year, 2024. And then the trial was set to begin February 3rd. I thought that was I've seen it a time or two. We've seen a jury selection happen separate from the trial, but not a lot. Honestly, usually the way that I have with the cases I've watched, they usually kind of do it together. Hey, TK. And by the way, congratulations on winning that giveaway. Somehow they proved or feel they can prove she planned the homicide. Something came up where now they think the premeditated. Nurse Kristen, they wanted to go for the death penalty. Web searches, I believe. I saw that today, some talk about the death penalty for her. And when I was trying to gather these. Hey, Lucia. Jennifer, so I think his name was Hunter. And let's see. Let me see if I can just grab a quick link for that or pull it up. Or we can talk about it tomorrow, actually, but let me see if I can grab it. Boyfriend, because he speaks with the news. I do remember that. Preston Hunter Wood. He was arrested for something else, blah, blah, blah. I'll see what I can find, and we'll go over that tomorrow when we go over her interview and talk with Bieber. But before I let you guys go, a couple things. First, I have so I had a video that went up the day before yesterday. I know, and premeditated, it said, because she had already the 2 first-degree murder, and I don't think they were premeditated, but I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Thank you, Dada Danny. So anyways, 2 days ago, I put out a video. This video was very important to me. I've seen you guys ask. I've gotten emails. We did talk about it on Patreon a little bit today, and I kind of showed some of this, like the emails and stuff. I'm not going to do that here. We're just going to chat for a second so you guys know what's going on. If you go over to Patreon and join as a free member, you can watch that live because it is available to all members of the Patreon, just because I wanted to, get the message out. I also want to do once a month the Patreon Live include all members. Most of them are not, but just because I appreciate you guys, and I don't know, I'm just trying to think of new ways to do things. But regardless, we talked about this on Patreon. If you want to hear it all, see it all, you can go over there. But so I post the video of Wade's record and his history. Now, we've been digging into his background and his charges before his arrest, and I'm not going to watch chat, so I can just think and talk about this for a second, and then I'll come back to the chat. But I think it's really important that his background and his history is out there. I've not seen a lot of that, honestly. Really hardly any. A lot of the coverage that I've seen has been regarding like the trial and of course the calls and that kind of stuff, but case coverage like the trial, I had no idea he had this 2014 case that was so similar to the way that the murders went down, as far as how he did things and what he did and what he said. And it just, we see this very sexual theme even carrying through his emails. And I think his history is important. We've got all these women sending him pictures of their kids, sending him money, getting close with him, paying for attorneys. Like, he's a dangerous person. So you have that level of things where, the truth should be known to everyone because of that. Then you have, because he's dangerous, he's still attacking people in jail at this very moment. Melissa has went over it, and I'm going to drop her link if you guys haven't watched. She's got a ton of pre-records with so much good information, but he continued to attack people in jail. And I just think it's important to talk about it truthfully, all of his history, because he has the case in 2014 out of Leon County that is just disturbing as hell. And that was in the video. And we went through it in depth, and that really bothers me because I will find a way to repost this. Then we have, and hang there with me for a second because I'm getting somewhere. Then we have his Kelly, the incident with Kelly that was very similar, Mila, and I don't even know what else. His record goes so far, and there is so much to it. We have the contributing to the delinquency of a minor in Leon County. We went through all of that. There are so many things, right? So in this video, I went through the 2014 case, and I pull up his list of charges in Leon County and in Lee County. Then we go through like all the court paperwork that is listed publicly, public documents. You don't even have to FOIA request. These are on the website. They're not even the ones you have to FOIA request. YouTube terms of service, if it's a public document, it's okay to put it out, whatever. So my video goes down. I get a call from Melissa early the next morning. What's going on? Like, I didn't even know. That's how I found out. And she sends me a screenshot of someone else's screenshot of my video that says it went down for harassment and bullying. But then I go into my emails and it says nothing about that at all. And like I said, this I showed on the Patreon. It says it goes down for privacy. You can't put out people's social security number, address, things like that. But they give a timestamp. They only listed one. There could be others, but they list one specifically. And during that timestamp, the only thing showing was his list of charges, what he has been charged with. Nothing personal, nothing private. So I tried to appeal it. It didn't work, but it just, it bothers me. I'm going to repost it. I will find a way to get that information out. I want to have his history on my channel, and that's just that. I'll edit it. I'll be more clever about it. I'll take snippets of articles and documents. Every document, though, is on my Patreon for free. On the free members, you can go and read every document we went through. But it's important to me to get the information out. Also, something weird is going on because I'm not the first or the second person that has had videos go down for the same thing, either harassment and bullying and privacy regarding this case. And it's crazy because, I've seen people make really bad videos about other people that shared personal information, private photos, family information, just graphic stuff, and still can get YouTube to pay attention and take it down. But somehow Dude, my dog is over there making some loud noises. So sorry about that, but I can't get them to take it down. But, they took this down. So whatever. it is what it is. I think something is going on from inside of maybe Wade's circle or something like that. Maybe there's YouTube has these things like trusted reporters, where if they report a video, they look at it a lot different than the general public. It makes me want to be careful, I don't want to see that kind of thing happen to any creator. It didn't go against my channel, but I suppose it could, so it's just something you guys had asked me about. A lot of you guys had asked in the emails and comments, and I'll be honest with you, the next day, like after I found out, dealt with YouTube half the day, I got a terrible migraine and I just couldn't even function. Like seriously couldn't function. Just laid down and laid on a heating pad, like on my stomach, and went to sleep. And I felt better when I got up today. But that is why I didn't respond to what happened to the video very quickly. And I know that concerns some people. And I just wanted to clear it up with you guys here. As well as, like I said, the Patreon Live goes into more detail and you'll be able to see a little bit more. So that's that. Okay. They have admitted to having people dedicated to doing this. All of his history is important. His repeats itself to this day on his calls, etc. I agree. Could be attorneys too. They are reporting several. Yeah, they are. So anyway. But it's probably AI. I think it is AI allegedly speculating. I do, because the timestamp that they gave me, like I said, it was just like really had no, I don't even want to show it again. Like I'm scared, but you can see it on my Patreon. It might even be on my community tab, like just on a post on the Patreon. It's just like the list of all the things he's been charged with. So it's like Wade Stephen Wilson, then it has a case number, then it has the charge, the date, then it's like Wade Wilson, again, case number, charge date, like just a long list, and that's it. So anyway, that's that. That's what happened. That's why I wasn't, answering quickly. Everything's okay. It's not a big deal. The information will go back out. It is available. All the documents are anyways now. So just so you guys know. And yeah, I apologize when I get messages like, oh, I was worried about you, or, I saw the video went down and didn't hear from you. I'm so glad you're okay. I never intend to worry you guys. Sometimes I'm just either got my own things going on in life, or I'm sick like that or whatever, and I'm just not looking or seeing everything super quickly, but it's never my intention to take a long time to answer about something or whatever. So that was me. I was pissed. Julie, a lot of you guys, where Matt, a lot of you guys had asked questions, and that message, Melissa. Yeah, I don't know if that's what you mean, but I do know that's just why I wanted to address it, because I know some of you guys had questions. So I'm feeling a lot better, Lisa. I think I did it to myself because I was walking around with one contact and driving. Oh gosh, hold on. Okay, sorry. But I was just, reading, driving, stuff like that with one contact. And I think I just gave myself a migraine. I've kind of been getting over this sickness from the kids, but all is well. I'm feeling a lot better. So Amber, I looked at my phone like, who's calling me? I can't wait for you to come back to your channel, Amber. You guys should check out some of her uploads. I know, J Rose, it was public info. And I considered reaching out to YouTube another way, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. It's just it's frustrating. If I start a channel, it would be struck down before my first video finished uploading. But anyways, you guys, I know we miss you, Amber. I know it's been a nice break though, Scott H. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for real, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for joining me today to learn about this, to listen about this. I hope you will watch along the way. I want to do that live with Bieber tomorrow, and I have a couple other things for the weekend that I want to do. So yeah, I'll definitely be seeing you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting me and my channel and everything. And just, yeah. And when you don't know about a case yet and you decide to sit here and hear about it and learn about it, it just means a lot to me. So thank you. I appreciate that. Because like even me, when I go to watch something, sometimes I'm just not in the mood to learn about new stuff, or it depends on if I like the creator, the community, maybe I will. But there are times where I'm going to click on a video about something I already know about versus watching something new. So thank you guys. And me too, Natasha. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. And thank you. All right, you guys. Yes, we do. I cannot wait to get into it more, to get into this case more and a little deeper and get some answers. And yeah, thank you guys. I will see you tomorrow. And yeah. Oh yeah. And that interview is still happening. So I just don't know when. But it is still happening. But okay, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you. Tobin's 29 more minutes. You know it, Roro. I can't possibly just say goodbye and click end. Like, duh. I have to sit here and say goodbye 50,000 more times and read a few more comments. It's hard. No, for real though. Yeah, well, this one's about to go to trial, so we're about to get all the details, and yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I cannot wait to watch all the hours of her lying to police. Awesome, TK. Okay, I will get back with you tonight, and okay, I'm really going to hit it now. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.